the burrows. They also maintain their shared habitat and technology. I've instructed the field team to take advantage of their dormancy period, and they are now conducting aggressive studies of these intriguing solids. My team initiated first contact protocols with the borrowers prior to their mass dormancy. They found them to be friendly and intelligent, if not willful. We've identified a common element in their food supply. Manipulation of this element may prove useful in subjugating them.
Unbelievable. It sounds like the Founders made first contact with the Herc in order to find a way to conquer them. It's like Quark says, the bigger the smile, the sharper the knife.
Research Report 7903.01, Dominion Reckoning. Cadre Species 468, designation Jem'Hadar, is a massive success. They will be the strong arm of our Dominion, guided by our cunning, brilliant Vorta. The toil of these vassals will allow us to spend more time in the link with those we hold most dear.
The birth of the Jem'Hadar, as seen through a Founder's eyes. Interesting. No mention of the Herc, however. Their designation number was lower than ours. They were our predecessors. Perhaps something went wrong? Something that led the Founders to reject and abandon them for a different species. Us.
Research Report Dominion Date 8183.67. The Burrowers have emerged once again, and in a hostile state. They have taken to the stars, moving from sector to sector, attacking anyone that crosses their path. Their goal is not one of conquest, but of consumption. They leave nothing, but though we do not understand their newfound savagery, we have found a use for it. When the Burrowers set their sights on a world, we offer the inhabitants a choice. Those that submit to our Dominion rule are defended by the Jem'Hadar. Those that don't...
So, the Founders have been using the Herc to manipulate others for some time now. Bend the knee to the Dominion, or we'll stand back and let them ravage your world. Only now something's different.
Research Report 8532.38. Our scouts have returned from a wormhole expedition. The solid races on the other side are primitive and unremarkable, save for one. They are called Klingons, and show a singular talent for violence, one that rivals our own Jem'Hadar. Left unchecked, these savage creatures could become dangerous enemies. While the Klingons are too willful to subjugate, their genetic material could produce viable cohorts to the Jem'Hadar, or their replacements. We have begun development of a new cadre species, designation Fakiri, using demons from Klingon folklore for inspiration. As with Jem'Hadar, we have bound them to our service with the White. We will test them in combat on the Klingons themselves. Research Report Supplemental Entry 8671.71, Dominion Reckoning. Somehow the Fakari have broken the hold of the White and turned on their rightful masters. Most of our research team were killed. Intelligence reports suggest a union between the Fakari and a Klingon warlord known as Mullah. Perhaps this will lead to a state of mutually assured destruction on Qualnos. One can only hope.
So it would seem. Only they lost control of them, despite the use of Ketracel White. Based on what we know about Fakiri, it seems the price they paid for their freedom was insanity. They became the monsters they were based on.
Learning about these Fakiri has given me much to consider. They defied their gods and rejected the White. They were strong, but not strong enough. I can't help but wonder, could the Jemadar succeed where the Fakiri failed? Do we have the strength of body and mind to stand up?
Research Report 9076.23. Final entry. I am weary. Soon I'll return to the Great Link, and I will be glad to be rid of this place. The borrowers have emerged again. We can barely control them this time. The Jem'Hadar were able to divert their onslaught at great cost. Rather than counterattack, they went through the wormhole to seek easier prey. Our agents in the other quadrants report that the burrow assault was a sweeping one, going as far as Kronos. Hopefully they'll devour every atom of that wretched planet. The burrowers will eventually return to dormancy. Strangely, it appears that some of their forces intend on remaining in the other quadrants. It seems they have a long-term goal: galactic devastation.
Yes, they knew the Herc problem was getting worse even then. Instead of preparing or seeking allies, they expanded the Dominion. And when the Herc re-emerged, they tried to deal with it on their own, and failed. Their arrogance may lead to the end.
I'm picking up something on my tricorder. There was a massive power spike on a lower deck, and now I'm reading a large number of systems cycling up. Something's happening down there.
Agreed. Take your team and Captain Kira down to investigate.
We must be close to the core. Hope we don't have to leave in a hurry. There's no way our ships can lock onto us down here with... Tell me about it. Let's stay focused on the mission. Now that we're closer to the signal, I'm getting better readings on my tricorder. I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure everything that came online down here has some sort of I'm still uncertain about Odo. I need to be sure he's still not a part of all this. The Odo I knew wouldn't have risked Bajor like that. This Odo seems arrogant and reckless, even... Well, that answers one question. These are medical stasis pods. Judging by what we heard upstairs, the occupants are... It gets worse. I'm picking up life signs ahead. I'll bet some of the stasis pods down here have opened. The Dominion made the Fakiri to kill Klingons. I'm not expecting a warm welcome. Worf and Martok need to see this. I'm picking up traces of Ketracel White in these tanks. The Dominion probably manufactured it here to keep the Fakiri in line, and took it with them when they left the facility. So, We've got company, and they don't look friendly. We're lucky there were only a few of them. I don't want to be around if all of these Fakiri wake up. Let's see if we can find some... by the prophets. More incoming. We need an exit plan. Fast.
Enemy targets on sensor. Enemy targets on sensor.
Odo to Kira, we're on our way to assist you. Are you...
I'll manage. Let's get out of here while we can.
Victory is life.
So is Raktajino, but I don't say it every 5 seconds.
I think we've worn out our welcome. Garrick informs me that a number of unidentified vessels are emerging from hidden bays throughout the station. To make matters worse, the Herc have arrived. They're beginning to assault the station as we speak, and I don't need to tell you. Looks like the Herc followed us down here.
Wonder what they wanted.
Keep moving. We're almost there.
Odo, look out!
Hold your fire. I think it's trying to communicate.
You You might be right. Listen.
Are you insane?
I'm relieved to see you well. It's fortunate we arrived when we did. A moment later, and that creature would have attacked.
Odo wasn't in any danger, Weyoun. That Herc was peaceful.
That's your opinion. Mine is that a founder was in danger of being attacked by a member of an aggressive species. My duty was clear, as is my conscience.
Once we were...
Glad you could join us. As you can see, the situation here has become rather combustible. Fakiri, as in the demonic beasts of Klingon folklore? I'm intrigued. I remember Mr. Worf mentioning the Fakiri once. I'm beginning to see why they concern you.
integrity below 75%.
Reading a massive Herc fleet dropping out of port.
Just as the Fakiri are warping out.
Looks like they're pursuing the better part of Valor. Can't say I blame them. There's a lot of Herc out there.
That was a strange revelation. We've learned we weren't the first soldiers of the Founders, but the first that did not fail. And some of their other attempts remain insane and wild, like rabid animals. I have seen what happens to Jem'Hadar without Ketracel White. How far are we from becoming like the Fakiri? How far are we from madness? And who will... Perhaps. There is a saying, it is the hope of all parents that their children will surpass them. As children of the Founders, we can never aspire to be gods, but perhaps someday we can be more than our creators imagined. More than just warriors.
The Herc seem to be distracted. There's something about the station that's holding their attention. We might be...
Are you suggesting we attack? While it's true we have the advantage, for now, I don't think we'll hold it for long once we start blowing them apart. We have...
Very well.
You are
we'll
wasting
deal
time.
With the Herc later.
We should leave.
For now, let's get back so we can...
You are wasting time. We should leave.
Very well.
Our findings today are disturbing. The Fakiri. They were our predecessors. Somehow they rebelled against the Founders and freed themselves from the White, though it seems to have driven them mad in the process. Something was happening with that strange Herc as well. It may have been trying to communicate, perhaps it wanted to surrender. We'll never know. The Vorta made sure of that. Typical. One thing is certain. The Founders won't forget the act of defiance from the Alliance here today.
My apologies for the quality of the transmission. I'm contacting you on an encrypted frequency. I'm working on an important covert mission, and I could use your assistance. I can't go into the details over comms, but you should know, if we pull this off, it could change the course of the Herc conflict in our favor. Meet with me on Deep Space Nine to go over the details. Come along. I've been asked to keep the details of the mission on a need-to-know basis, and right now...
Good luck.
No, absolutely not. This is your worst idea yet.
Do I need to remind you of the unwritten rule of acquisition, brother?
Rule 0. What the Nagus wants, we acquire. Why me? Get an eliminator to do it. Get 50. You can afford it.
You have connections with the Klingons. That and you're Rom's second most trusted Ferengi.
What? Who's first? Nog? Pell?
No. Moogie.
Fine. Send her then.
But brother, you did such a great job of rescuing her before.
I also told your son to shoot me if I ever thought of doing something like that again.
That's right, you did. Well, don't worry, he won't.
That's not what I'm worried about.
We need this, brother. We can't hold off the Herc forever.
Alliance forces are spread too thin to help, Quark.
We need the Klingons, brother, otherwise we're doomed.
Insanity! You don't even know where the Iconian fleet is, Rom.
I don't, but Starfleet intelligence monitors all major threats, including the Iconian.
Classified data.
If we can get access to a security console, we can extract the data. We'll need to keep the security officer on duty occupied.
Hey, husband.
All right, Lita. The security officer on duty is a creature of habit. Comes in on her break every day without fail. Your job is to keep her occupied so Rom can get what we need from the security console.
Really, Quark? I'm not here to seduce your customers. You and I...
Whatever you say. Just don't mess...
You worry too much, Quark. I got this. Woo! It's your lucky day, officer. You're the 10 millionth customer here at Quark's. Congratulations! You've just won a free drink and a free spin at the Davo table. Quark, why don't you pour the lucky winner a drink? What'll it be, Constable?
Oh, thanks. I'll take an iced Ractigino. I'm on duty. I can't stay too long, but I suppose I have enough time for a spin at the table. Lead the way.
Quark, will you turn that hollow me off, please? It's creeping me out.
This is why I like the Hollow Lita. She doesn't complain as much as the original. There. Happy?
The free drink will get her to relax. And then some Dabo to keep her busy. One loss to remove suspicion.
Looks like my luck's run out. Oh well. Thanks for the drink and the spin.
Whoa, whoa, don't be so hasty, friend. The law of averages is on your side here. Trust me. Have another spin on the house. What have you got to lose?
Okay, you've convinced me. One more spin. Why not?
And then a victory to reel her in.
Those winnings are coming out of your cut, though.
Good. The guard's distracted. Time to go to work. Overriding this door panel should be child's play. This is the most secret maintenance panel. Chief O'Brien needed me to fix it once. Once I'm in, I can install a back door. Then we can access the system from the console at Quark's.
heading back, Rom. Get out of there!
Relax, everyone. It's done. I'm on my way back.
Try not to look conspicuous or guilty.
Okay.
Come, Quarks. Quarks respond. Come right now. Don't walk. Run! Can't believe you pulled that off. Being the Nagus hasn't made you go soft between the lobes. Let's figure this out before security gets wise. Use the console behind the bar and find out what you can about the Iconians. Oh, and while you're at it, look for any other useful information in there, too. Some of it could be...
Relax, brother. I'll have these files cracked in no time. Starfleet encryption is good, but it's nothing compared to what we use in the Commerce Authority.
Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 87961.3. Intermittent Borg activity in the Quadrant. We've been able to track a Unimatrix vessel, and our countermeasures are keeping its fleet at bay. The recent escalation of the Herc conflict is straining the number of resources available for Borg surveillance. Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 87983.1. Breen forces continue to harass the Teferi, though hostilities have not intensified as of late. The Breen have made no overtures toward the Dominion since their recent return to the Alpha Quadrant. Looks like the honeymoon might be over at last. Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 88139.9. A large Fakiri fleet has been spotted in transit to the Gamma Quadrant. Analysis of their course suggests they're heading toward the renegade Iconian fleet. Interesting. If the two of them manage to eliminate each other, well, that'll be two less headaches to keep me up at night. Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 89001.7. Major Herc activity throughout the four quadrants. As expected, Alliance forces are spread thin in attempts to protect critical sites in their own territory, as well as within the Dominion. The Klingons continue to stay out of it, with the exception of a token force of volunteers. Efforts to enlist the full aid of the Empire to date have faltered. Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 87997.9. I can't help but be impressed by the Nakul. Their star is all but dead, their world's an ice ball, and they refuse to leave. They defend that ice ball against all comers, even the Herc. Every Nakul big enough to carry a phaser fought, and they actually won. And I thought Tellarites were stubborn. Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 88006.2. There have been some recent Terran incursions from the Badlands, but nothing overly organized. As of now, there hasn't been any sight of Admiral Lita since her attack on DS9. Perhaps she is finally... Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 89101.1. Tholian web technology has worked well against the Herc so far. They ensnared 70% of a Herc fleet shortly after it dropped out of warp. The rest of the fight was brief and one-sided. At least Tholian xenophobia is consistent. Our attempts to negotiate for web technology have been completely ignored. Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 89001.7. Getting a lot of disturbing reports from Zenkethi space lately. Whispers of corruption in the highest ranks and talks of a coup are in the air on Zenketh. The Autarch's days might be numbered after his crusade failed, though the arrival of the Herc has kept him on the throne. For now. Intelligence Officer's Log, Stardate 88039.8. Taket's fleet is currently in the Phoeban sector, moving through deep space. She's keeping a low profile for the most part, avoiding conflict with both the Dominion and the Herc. Anything foolish enough to get in her sights doesn't live long enough to regret it, however. The wreckage of a Gamma pirate flotilla will testify to that.
All right, Rom, a deal is a deal. You found the Iconian, so I guess it's my turn now. Time to put the team together? And that's the job. Confront.
Where's Gala?
Really? He shot the hostage last time. He's not invited.
Brunt, your database skills should help us locate the package.
Always happy to help, Grand Nagus. Retreat.
Still a master of Rule 33. Aren't you, Brunt?
It never hurts to suck up to the boss.
Of course. I presume you'll need my ship again, yes?
Not this time. We'll need a ship that can fight, just in case.
And we'll have it, thanks to our friend here.
Good. Everyone's here. Also, full consortium.
Unbelievable!
The table's rigged. I'm sure of it.
Here we are. The cloaking device I acquired from my cousin Gala is working like a charm. Keep an eye on it, though. I'd rather not attract the attention of the Iconians, or the Fakiri, for that matter. Looks like they're busy trying to blow each other to bits out there. Let's use that to our advantage. You see those Iconian sentry probes? They use those to detect cloaked ships, so you'll want to disable them before we move much closer. This cloak is good. Getting in's the easy part. We're cloaked and unexpected.
That should be enough to get to the flagship undetected.
Well, we can all stop holding our breath now. It worked. If you'll be so kind as to fly us behind that massive Iconian ship, we'll be on our way.
I'm looking forward to this.
Almost there. Just take it nice and easy. Sneak onto an Iconian flagship and... Oof.
I've never been this close before. Impressive.
Terrifying is more like it. This is insane. Nog, you're our engineer. Buy at 400 and sell at 5.
It'll be up to you to disable the security systems, son.
Right. I'm familiar with their tech from the war. I won't let you down, Father. Evade.
We're up first, Nog. We need to lower the local security so Brunt and Lek can do their jobs.
No problem. I memorized the schematics for this vessel on the way here. There are engineering consoles we can use for that nearby. Follow me. Heralds! Don't worry, I can handle them.
Head left here, Nog.
I've studied Iconian systems. I can unlock these doors. If I send in the
Good.
appropriate signals to the door,
We'll have to
it
disable
should be able to
security and
toggle the door
engineering,
doors.
though.
The good news is that my tricorder can get me the signal I need to send. The bad news is the Iconian systems only take trinary input. I think I see how the inputs work, so it shouldn't be too hard. Got it. And we're done here.
Enemy target. Personal shield losing power.
Hold on, Uncle. Something's coming.
That looks like more than we can handle. Let Lek take care of it. He'll probably enjoy it.
Think I can lock the door behind once it's gone.
Great idea. Do that. Quickly! Head right here.
done here? We've made it. This is main engineering.
Shield losing power.
Security's offline. We're good to go.
Can we drop their rear shield for a moment?
From the other console? Why?
You'll see.
What's that, Uncle?
Call it an insurance policy. Lek, how do you feel about Iconian heralds?
Very dangerous. I look forward to shooting some. Sell at 250? Buy at 100.
You'll get your chance, clearing the path for Quark and Nog.
The riskier the road, the greater the profit. I'm in.
Lek, Brunt, you're on.
Brunt, XCA. I'm on my way.
The hunt is on. They fight back. Good, good. Magnificent. Truly magnificent. It's looking this way between patrol points. I should be able to sneak up on it if I duck behind the walls. explosion I was looking for. But it'll do.
I found the package. The Iconian keeps it on display in what looks like a trophy room. And here I thought they were above such basic behavior. I've analyzed their patrol patterns, Lek. You'll need a clear path for Quark and Nog. I trust you'll keep the guards in that...
Testing my skills against Iconians? This is worth more than latinum to me. Don't get your lobes bunched, Brunt. I'll clear the path for the others by any means necessary. More enemies to the left, and another console. What? Still no explosion? Ugh, ridiculous. If I make some noise, the big one will come to investigate. This isn't work. This is fun. If I overload those conduits, I'm sure it'll make a big explosion. Doesn't anything blow up around here? Liquid Quark, the path is clear.
I'm detecting some nearby patrols.
I want to see if I can cause a distraction. Hold on. Blow up that console, it'll cause a nice distraction. Nog, how do I overload these ridiculous Iconian consoles?
Easy. First you need to... Wait. How are you at trinary conversions?
Never mind. I have a workaround.
Brother, you'll crack the safe. Once Brunt finds it, that is.
Nice of you to give me the easy job, Rom.
By that point, Lek will have eliminated their guards.
we're talking about Iconians here, Ron.
I'll be with you, Uncle. You'll be fine.
Oh, I feel so much better now. Time for me to earn my share. Watch and learn.
Don't worry, Uncle. I've got your back.
You know, you were supposed to shoot me if I got pulled into another one of these.
I thought you meant rescue operations. I can shoot you later if you like.
No, it just wouldn't be the same. What did he do here?
I'm impressed.
That's one word for it. He left some guarding the trophy room.
It's okay, Uncle. We can handle them.
All right, now, let's find the package. It has to be in one of the display cases around the room.
Amazing! That's a singularity. Taket must have taken it from a Romulan warbird. You could say it was the heart of that ship. Must have been a memorable opponent for her to keep that on display like this.
Is that part of an Iconian? Why would Taket keep a severed body part? That's insane.
Taket lost her arm when she fought Kalis during the war. She's keeping it as a trophy or maybe a reminder of one of her few failures. I knew she was intense, but this is pretty ridiculous.
That's a lot of latinum. Impressive. I could buy a Starliner with that and have enough left to buy a condo on Ryza. Probably not beachfront, but it'd be nice. It's FCA graded, too. She must have gotten it from a Ferengi. Tough break. Looks like a secure treasure box. I wonder what's inside. It could be practically anything. Leave it to an Iconian to lock up a box of valuables and hoard it away.
Well, not everyone is as good at opening locks as you, Uncle. Most people would need the appropriate key. I've seen these statues on New Romulus. They were made by the Day Ones, a servitor race of the Iconians. Not sure why Tiket would keep one of these on display. Maybe it's of a...
Seeing these reminds me of the Dominion War. A lot of those were sent back home to loved ones. Starfleet, the Klingons, the Romulans. They all have their different rituals. Even the enemy.
And they say you don't have a heart.
It's too bad we don't have enough time to steal these and sell them back to the people who want them. 34th rule of acquisition, Nog. That's a bottle of prune juice. I'd recognize that color anywhere. Worf constantly demanded I have a bottle on hand at the bar. A warrior's drink, he called it. More like a torture drink. I tried some.
You know, I always told the top brass at the Corps of Engineers that making the party poppers look like weapons was a bad idea. Any officer who uses one of those instead of a real weapon is in for a bad day. Uncle, that looks like Captain Sisko's baseball. You don't think it's his, do you? I thought Jake took it with him.
Do you remember when Sisko made us play baseball against the Vulcans? Mom wouldn't stop talking about it for weeks. Put a bunch of money into that new Interstellar League, too. Still can't believe he bought a professional team. The Ferenginar Liquidators. They're terrible. Got...
Interesting. I read about these at the Academy. Something called NASA sent them out on crewed space probes centuries ago to initiate first contact with alien life. I believe this contains audio files, animal sounds, music, language samples. My Earth history instructor...
Package located. The Sword of Kahless. Now, we need to retrieve it. I can use this to bring the package from its display globe. I need to use the right frequencies, though. Enter the wrong one, and every alarm around will go off.
I can just scan the machine for you. Should be easy enough to get the frequencies.
You, of all people, should know that Federation tricorders record whatever they scan. Never leave a data trail.
Nicely done, Uncle! We did it! We actually did it! We shouldn't stick around, though.
Rule 7. Keep your ears open and your eyes on the mark.
That's far enough. Well done, Quark. You actually managed to pull it off. I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised. You've a talent for larceny, after all. Time, however, is a factor.
Are you out of your mind? Have you forgotten who Nog and I are related to? No payout is worth what will happen to you if you do this.
How did Lek put it? Oh, yes. The riskier the road, the greater the profit. Wise words indeed. The payout from this job will provide me with more than enough latinum to remove your idiot brother and take me...
Have it your way, Brunt. You're dumber than you look. If you think the crew of our ride won't be suspicious when you come back without us.
Ah, but I won't be traveling with them, Quark. I've made other travel arrangements. Time's up. Hand it over, or prepare to meet the blessed exchequer. Ha! I'd pay a lot to witness that audit. Might even be worth dying for. Goodbye, Quark. At last, goodbye!
Nog! Now!
A force field? It will not stop me, Ferengi.
Look a little closer. That's a chronoton field. You might make it through, but it's definitely gonna hurt. A lot. Or we can talk like sensible, intelligent people. Your call.
Very well. Speak. Your crimes are numerous. You breached my security, damaged my vessel, killed members of my crew, violated my sanctum, and stolen something very precious to me. Each is punishable by death. Tell me, why should I purge you like the odious vermin you are?
That's where you're wrong. I don't have anything of yours on me. Run a scan if you don't believe me. If anything, I was trying to stop the lunatic that did steal from you. I may be odious vermin, but I'm not stupid. Look, we should be working together to stop our mutual enemy.
There will be plenty of time to eliminate each and every one of you filthy creatures. That field of yours will drop eventually, and then you will die. Your cohort will be tracked and ultimately killed.
You're not entirely wrong, but I think you're going to have a much bigger problem to deal with in the very... Remember this? A little something we picked up on Karema. Keep it on your ship and beam it to our location when we give you the signal.
What's that, Uncle?
Call it an insurance policy. You might make it through, but it's definitely gonna hurt. A lot. Or we can talk like sensible, intelligent people. Your call.
Explain yourself. Speak still can, Ferengi.
They're called Herc. Maybe you've heard of them. Real nasty dispositions. Eat everything they come across, and now they've come across your fleet. You Iconians are tough, but you're not invincible. Against the Fakiri and the Herc, those are some pretty long odds to get. Here's how this is going to work. You're going to let us go, and in return, I'll disable the device that's bringing every Herc in the Quadrant here to chew on your ship. We'll go our way, you'll go yours. Otherwise...
I agree to your terms. Go! Get out! Leave my ship and disable your wretched device. Know this. You've made an enemy today, Ferengi. I am patient. I will avenge myself. You will pay for your crimes.
Right. Then we have a deal. We'll be on our way then. I'll take care of your Herc problem once I've made it to a safe distance. I'd say it's been a pleasure, but we both know that'd be a lie.
Waiting for? Run! Run! We're almost there, but we lost the sword! We went through all of this, and for what?
Quark to Modron. Is the package secured?
Modron here. You'll be happy to know the package is safe and sound. I beamed it to your ship a few minutes ago. I'm afraid Brunt is a little bruised, but these things happen. I'll keep him nice and sedated until we get back to the Alpha Quadrant.
I'll be sure to let him know, Modron. Quark out. Always have a backup plan, Nog. Especially when... And look! The shuttle's right where we left it! Things are looking up for a change. Thanks for sticking with me. Now, if you don't mind, let's get back to DS9. There's a very cranky Iconian looking for an excuse to kill us all.
We've got a problem. The cloaking device is acting up. If it goes down, every ship in the system will know we're here. I'll do what I can to keep it running, but we might need to fight our way out. The cloak's offline!
Terrific. This is what I get for buying it from Galen.
Don't worry, I'll be running it again. I just need a couple minutes. Just one more minute. Keep us safe.
Rear shield.
hard here! Ha! I got the cloak back up! Cloak's online again, and we're at a safe distance from the enemy. We can leave us.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I was ready to go the minute we warped into the system. And I'm doubly ready to go now. Not to tell you your business.
Quark and Nog told me you did a great job keeping them all safe. Thank you for bringing them back in one piece. The 6th rule of acquisition says, never allow family to stand in the way of opportunity. But what can I say? Family means a lot to me. As a matter of fact, yes. I've been wondering about something for a while now. There's something I'm curious about. The Herc stole the Sword of Kahless from the Klingons a long time ago, but no one seems to know why. They didn't eat it, so there must be something about it they value. And we Ferengi are all about value. Perhaps the lab's sensors and equipment can tell us more. Maybe it's made of a...
What can I do for you? Well, he's got a deep contusion of the auricular lobe and a possible dislocated malleus. Normally, in a Ferengi, either condition could be fatal, but it seems that whoever did this to our friend here knew exactly how to keep the damage just this side of lethal. Luckily for the patient, he'll live. Unluckily, there's only so much modern medicine can do to numb this type of pain. Quark and Rom don't seem too concerned, though.
And they'll both pay for their crimes. Ah!
If you say so, Brunt, but the Grand Nagus has other ideas, I'm afraid. And I hear that none of the Ferengi were willing to tell me what led to Brunt looking like he went 10 rounds with the Gorn heavyweight champion. Care to... Based on the scans, that carapace was around for quite a long time before Kahless made a weapon out of it. The blade material is over 4,000 years old, where the story of Kahless is roughly only 1,600 years old. I'm reading traces of multiple radiation types within the blade. Discounting the type that likely came from the Iconians, there are still clear traces of thermobaric and tetrionic radiation. I believe we could cross-reference Alliance and Dominion star charts and easily determine where these... Now, this is interesting. These readings indicate that the Sword of Kahless is made out of biological material with a germanium base. I'll need to run more tests to be certain, but I believe the weapon was fashioned out of a Herc carapace. This may explain their interest in it. We have a 4,000-year-old weapon made of a Herc carapace. My analysis of the radiation within the blade should allow us to narrow down its point of origin. I've had the computer working on that as we speak. Let's have a look. Cross-referencing all known Alliance and Dominion star charts, and voila! There's one system that contains all of the conditions we've isolated. Havas Kul, at the edge of Dominion space. It's possible we've just discovered the location of the Herc homeworld. We should forward this information to the appropriate parties at once. This could be the breakthrough we've been looking for.
Sounds impressive and valuable. Rule 21, Quark. Never place friendship above profit.
Unbelievable! I knew Brunt was a snake, but Lek? Guess I should have known better. The bigger the smile...
He's a fool if he thinks he can steal from me! I'll have every eliminator, bounty hunter, and pirate in the 4 quadrants gunning for him.
Considering how angry my father is, the Klingons will be the least of Lek's problems. I haven't seen him this mad since he caught me... Well, we don't need to get into that. Despite everything that's happened, we'll hold up our end of the bargain. I'll be in touch when everything is prepared. And remember, this operation never happened.
Think they bought it?
Completely. As far as they're concerned, the sword has been stolen. You, might want to lay low for a while, though.
Opportunity plus instinct equals profit. Well done, brother.
The sword of Kalis, as promised.
Once again, the House of Quark delivers. Martok will be pleased.
So will I, Grilka, once the payment clears. Pleasure doing business with you.
This report on the recent Ferengi operation is quite unconventional. Historically, we have thought of the Ferengi as little more than misguided profiteers. They have no sense of discipline, no real military aptitude, and no loyalty. Despite that, a team of Ferengi executed a daring plan and showed courage, ingenuity, and a ferocious drive for victory. I am actually impressed. Many believe that those not of the Dominion are inferior. But if those not of the Dominion can aspire to the qualities, could a Jemadar be more than a soldier? Or a founder less than a god? We may not be ready to consider such notions, but in time, we must grapple with them. Because if the Ferengi can be valorous, then all the qualities that we ascribe to our foes
Researchers led by my friend Dr. Bashir have isolated several fascinating aspects of Herc biology. I'm told this data provides insight on their native environment, specifically a metallic planetoid orbiting a pulsar within a nebula. There's one system that meets these requirements, Havas Kul in the Gamma Quadrant. I'm going there to investigate along with Captain Kira in the Defiant. Dr. Bashir will accompany us as well. His insight will be critical to the mission's success. The doctor believes we'll find what we need to end this conflict on Havas Kul. If he's right, and he often is, I'm willing to be seeing you.
I have to say, the survey reports on this system really don't do it justice. A nebula, a pulsar, nor I. Isn't that strange? One would think they'd place a heavy guard on their home system. How peculiar. We're reading a number of interesting phenomena, despite interference from the nebula. Let's see.
There's a moon nearby. Preliminary scans aren't showing much, but it's just the kind of place the Herc could be using to hide. The pulsar's throwing off a lot of hazardous energy.
Most astute, Captain. Let's make the appropriate shield adjustments.
I don't like this. Scans are showing a lot of bare rock, but no metals or compounds. It's a lot like...
Like it's being completely stripped of anything remotely useful? The calling card of the Herc, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps we should send down a probe, just to be absolutely sure. There could be some Herc down there, hidden by the net.
It's barely Class D. No metals, complex compounds, liquids, or atmosphere.
The interior is a complex maze of tunnels. Thousands of them.
This matches Herc patterns we've seen elsewhere. They've been here.
The probe is online and transmitting. Our science teams are taking a close look at the incoming data. Entering scanning range now.
Its astronomic readings are strange. The planet has a highly eccentric orbit. Looks like it collects matter from the nebula as it sweeps around the pulsar, all while being bombarded with radiation. Definitely not habitable by most standards, though it's not quite demon class. An orbital period of several thousand years. That explains the Herc life cycle. They must hibernate while the planet is at the far range of its orbit. This orbit coincides with the previous emergencies of the Herc. The 1,000-year cycle explains why they appear suddenly, then vanish just as quickly.
We're reading complex structures here, along with power systems and technology. This could be a base of operations for the Herc. It appears to be deserted. Why don't we take a look?
Let's meet on the Defiant. We'll need to make some preparations. I've sent a team down to establish a secure zone. They're ready for you, but you'll want to put on an EV suit before you beam down. We have some in that container for you to use. Once you're suited...
should have a habitation area set up soon. We can replace the reducing atmosphere in this cavern with standard oxy-nitro, and warm things up a bit. Kane's keeping watch, and Weir is looking into other connected areas. We should have a perimeter.
Reading a lot of background radiation and some wild magnetic fields. It's like the pulsar and the nebula are supercharging the metallic crystal compounds here. The environment's very different from anything we'd consider a habitable planet.
Everything's in order here. Defiant, do you still have a lock on us?
Affirmative. If you need transport, there may be a slight delay due to pulsar emissions.
I'm getting something odd on my tricorder. Up there!
Glad you're still with us. Whatever that was must have left you for dead. I'd get moving in case it comes back to make sure. Looks like you're in a series of tunnels that connect to a larger cavern. Garrick and Bashir are close to your position. They're moving into a large open chamber. Be careful. Some of the crystal formations down there are emitting intense amounts of energy. We can't lock onto anyone with...
This is Bashir. Garrick and I are alive, but we're a little lost. Those readings you're getting from that crystal node are interesting. It's generating a localized magnetic field. Manipulating that field could cause a response similar to pushing a button or flicking a switch. I wonder... Yes, of course, I think you'll find a way to manipulate that magnetic field to open the door. The morphogenic crystals are probably the keys, so look for one nearby that had...
The readings I'm getting on that crystal are weak. It probably isn't usable. That one's got an odd harmonic. Doesn't seem to match the rest. That's the one you need. Use it to open that door. You can't fight that thing! Run!
Flanking damage detected.
There's a deep crevice ahead of you. See if you can get across. Hazardous energy and anti-gravity ahead. Use your thrusters. Creatures turn back. Must not like anti-gravity. Slow and steady, don't get lost. Try to head up when you can.
Garrick and I have a breathable atmosphere here. Everyone, try and reach our location.
Williams here. I'm stuck in some kind of tunnel maze. Not sure how to get out.
Ishimura here. My nav system's useless. I'll keep trying to find you all.
This one looks like technical data. Interesting. None of their starships had weapons until 2,000 years ago. Their first designs were way ahead of most species at that time, though. Huh. How did they go from geniuses to... Kane, report. I just lost crewman Kane's vitals. Weir's comm signal is down, but he's still alive. Keep an eye out. Bashir and Garrick are just past this chamber. We're picking up some interesting tech on sensors. Interesting and old. Very old. Most of it predates the Federation by several centuries. Are you reading those energy patterns on the other side of that opening? We think there's some kind of ship ahead of you. It shows signs of damage. You might be in some sort of dry dock or repair facility. Interesting. There are large gaps in tech level between each section of the facility. It's as if the Herc learn as they hibernate. They wake up with 1,000 years of advancements at hand and get ready to work.
A pleasure to see you. We'll need all the help we can get if we're to leave this world alive. To that end, the good doctor and I have started to make sense of our surroundings. We seem to be in some sort of Herc command center. From here, we can begin to restore power in critical systems.
Herc technology is driven by electromagnetic manipulation of morphogenic crystals. Doors, life support, everything, even their central computer. If we can find the right crystals, I can bring things back online. We can look for information on Herc biology within their data system. We might even find a cure here. I found a little information. This planet used to be rich in a type of fungus. It thrived in the harshest of environments, even areas high in pulsar radiation. It used to be a staple of the Herc diet until it disappeared from the ecosystem. Without it, the Herc began to suffer from a severe type of malnutrition. Based on these readings, there should be more data storage units in the tunnels beyond this chamber. They're the ones by the door with the blue glow rods. One more thing. Some parts of the tunnels still have malfunctioning gravity systems. You should be able to navigate through them, but the energy fields in there will none of...
Oh, good. You made it. We were about to leave when... No! No!
What's going on? Ishimura's vitals just flatlined.
Enemy targets on set.
That covers the first peaceful meeting between...
It moved away from you and shrouded itself.
Send your officer to me so that I can address any injuries.
One of your officers has arrived here.
You're a sight for sore eyes. Let's get out of here before...
William! It moved away from you and shrouded itself.
The Hurk tried to synthesize the enzyme they needed for cognition, but failed.
One of your officers has arrived here.
moved away from you and shrouded itself.
Send your officer to me so that I can address any injuries. My God, the enzyme the Herc need is a precursor to Ketracel.
It moved away from you and shrouded itself.
One of your officers has arrived here.
Nicely done. We should be able to translate Herc data files and run a detailed analysis of them at a greatly accelerated rate now. I have a good friend in Starfleet Engineering that would love to spend some time with this technology. The Herc have made some remarkable advances in their time. Ah, the first results are in. Excellent. I have access to a few critical systems, including gravity and power generation. Bringing them online now. That should make things go. I'm getting some historical records now. Give me a moment to process it. This is not good. It's a record of the fall of the Herc civilization at the hands of the Dominion. For some reason, the Dominion removed the fungus from the ecosystem during the Herc hibernation cycle. Military conquest, most likely. This is what drove the Herc to madness.
It appears we have some uninvited guests.
You're a long way from Zenketh, Admiral.
Yes. To what do we owe the pleasure?
Ah, traveling incognito?
One of her many covert identities, I suspect.
This expedition of yours has gone on long enough.
Touched a nerve, have we?
You found a secret I've kept for millennia. Something I've kept from Odo and the Great Link.
The origin of the Herc infestation.
And your role in it.
I needed soldiers to realize my dream of dominion. Enforcers willing to obey without question. Physically, the Herc were perfect candidates. But their peaceful, free-thinking nature was an obstacle. In studying the Herc biology, I found the key to their loyalty.
The Ketracel precursor?
Yes, I extracted it from their ecosystem. They had no choice. Obey or die.
I take it things didn't go according to plan.
No. They became savage, incoherent, volatile. With each cycle, the swarm grew larger, wilder. My ability to control them diminished. All I could do was point them in the direction of my enemies. I would let them rampage and await their eventual hibernation.
Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war.
They were a failure, but they provided a gift. Ketracel, the gift that led to a more successful endeavor. The Gem Hadar.
I think I've heard enough. I knew you were involved in this somehow. You built an empire on slavery, and now it's all falling apart. When the Alliance learns about this...
But they won't. None of you are leaving this world alive.
You would kill another founder?
There were other founders who knew the truth once, like you. They did not want a dominion built on the backs of slaves. They tried to depose me, to expose the truth to the Link. They failed, and paid for their lack of vision.
All of you against the wall.
Odo, this is getting out of hand.
Stop this now.
No, Odo. This is bigger than you. Bigger than us. The Dominion must endure.
I'm afraid I can't allow that.
What now?
You've forced my hand. This is a modification of your own Herc lure. As we speak, every Herc in the Quadrant is homing in on the signal.
And you're calling them here? To their homeworld?
On the contrary, madam. I'm calling them to the Founder homeworld. Your chickens, as the humans say, are coming home to roost.
Insanity! We will...
I think that's our cue. Now that we have restored operations here, our ships will be able to lock onto us with transporters.
You did this? All of you? You killed a god? My god? My beautiful founder. Gone forever. I loved her so. And now you'll pay the price. Guards!
Enough, Wayun. All of you stand down.
No! You betrayed her! And the Dominion! I will carry out her final order!
That founder is no more, Wayun. This founder has given you an order, and you will obey.
No! He is no founder! She was a founder! He is a traitor! Guards! Shoot to kill! All of them!
Belay that order.
What?
We do not serve you, Vorta. Where this founder leads, we will follow.
Thank you, my friend.
Fine. Then I'll do it myself.
Take Wayun into custody and return to your ship. We have business at the home world to attend to.
Tell me, was it part of your plan to draw every Herc in the sector to this system, Garrick? Because if it was, it worked with flying colors. We need to get out of here and fast. Our only hope is to punch a hole through the swarm so we can go to warp.
Try to hold them off. I'll see if I can arrange a distraction. Take the breach. Integrity failed. Abandoned ship. Departed for the Founder homeworld. It will take them some time to reach it, even at maximum warp. We should make the most of that time and bring an end to this madness. The information that the good doctor found should do just that. For now...
The war between our gods, our founders, has thrown many of the Jemadar into disarray. Our duty, of course, is to keep the Dominion secure. The revelations from the Herc homeworld tell of how the Dominion engaged in treachery and cruelty. This is not uncommon. But to try to hide it shows that they are ashamed of it. Now, we must settle this. The lives given millennia ago must not be lost without cause. Within me, within us, flows the remnants of that betrayal. If it can undo what has been done, perhaps we can repair the damage done to the Dominion, both by the Herc.
Thanks to Garrick, my homeworld is under siege. I realize there's not a lot of love lost to the Founders these days. But if the center of the Dominion falls to the Herc, the rest of the galaxy will soon...
There's a certain poetic symmetry at play here. The Dominion are about to receive their comeuppance from one of the many species they've abused. Regrettably, we Cardassians have some experience in such matters. Of course, Our work is just beginning. We need to formulate a cure for the Herc before they devastate every system in the quadrant. Hopefully.
There he is. The hero that brought us a Federation prisoner. The warrior who saved the Paar, the rightful heir of a starship by right of personal combat. Tested by Balucha and proven in the warrior's hall. You have done well to start your career. I will be keeping an eye on you now before you go flying off to find your adventure. There is the matter of your duty.
Peace is good for business. Peace is good for business.
I rule all the lands of ice and snow.
Greetings. I am Tharn, a fully certified Sagren. Oh, right. He's one of the maintenance engineers. Make sure the exchange computers are up and running. Last time.
Nausicaan smugglers. They must have known I was all alone in here. Ambushed me. The pirates, robbing the exchange.